There's lots of sweet words before trying to kiss her, but Joan pulls away because she feels sick. She tells Luke that she needs time to think and runs away. Minutes later, Larry bursts into Joan's room and brings her lots of options for their eternity. Joan freaks out and yells at him, reminding him that she needs time. She also reveals that after Larry's death, her best friend died too, which makes Larry happy because he hated her. He remembers that squatting always helped her calm down and convinces her to do it. As an old lady, Joan couldn't squat anymore, so it makes her happy to be able to do it again. Then Larry eats some pretzels and almost chokes again, which makes Joan freak out. She explains she needs to clear her head, so Larry apologizes for being insensitive and says they can talk in the morning. When he tries to get comfortable in her bed, Joan kicks him out. Larry tries to return to his room. However, his 7 days are over, so he has to move to the basement. On the way, Larry sees a sign promoting a show by dead artist Dean Martin. Joan loves that singer, so Larry asks Anna to arrange a show. He's also disappointed to discover his new room is tiny. The next morning, Larry takes Joan to the waiting area, where Anna has brought Dean Martin to sing while she plays the piano. However, the guy starts acting strange and trips on the stairs, making them realize that this is an impersonator. Larry goes to Anna to complain, and the guy uses the chance to hit on Joan. Luke quickly comes to drag him back and punch him. Then, with the help of Ryan, Luke tries to give Joan flowers, but Larry immediately interrupts him to complain more. The men start arguing and Joan snaps, yelling to make them stop. Afterward, she brings Anna and Ryan to her room and yells at them for a while before asking them to find a solution. The coordinators make a very long phone call to get an exception to the rule. Moments later, Joan brings her husbands to the room and the coordinators announce that because of the unique circumstances, they've required special visas. Joan will be allowed 2 visits to an eternity, 1 with each husband. After spending time with them, she'll make her decision. The guys start arguing and almost get in a fight, so Joan has to yell again to stop them. She says they'll choose who goes first with a coin flip, and another argument almost starts, so Ryan has to stop them this time. Larry flips the coin and Luke wins. During the train ride, Luke and Joan remember the old times. They keep smiling, but things are still very awkward between them. They arrive at a beautiful mountain surrounded by a clear sky and a welcoming forest. As they wander around, they have lots of fun together and even hold hands. In the evening, they have dinner at a restaurant and Joan keeps talking about her children and grandchildren, which makes Luke uncomfortable. He swears that he doesn't mind. What bothers him is that he couldn't have them with her. But he's glad that she had a good life. Joan tells him that she did wait for him for a while, but eventually she had to move on. Afterward, Luke takes Joan to a building called the Archives, which can be found in every eternity. Here, every soul can revisit all the memories from their living years. Luke and Joan watch all the important moments of their relationship, like their first date, their first kiss, their first naughty time, their wedding day, and their final goodbye before Luke left for war. Joan tells Luke how much she missed him and they kiss. The memories keep playing, and Luke has to watch how Larry proposed to Joan. He stomps out of the building in a huff, saying that Larry took advantage of a grieving woman. Joan tries to explain it wasn't like that, but he won't listen. Meanwhile, Larry rants about Luke because he's always telling people that he died in the war to look like a hero. Larry is afraid that he can't compete with such a beloved memory, so Anna wants him to remind Joan why she fell in love with him. Larry doesn't know why Joan loves him, but he knows who may help. Minutes later, Larry finds Joan's best friend Karen, who looks rather old. Karen explains her happiest days came after her husband died because she could finally come out of a closet and get a female lover. Unfortunately, after a wonderful vacation with another woman, she had to come home and be a mother in the closet for her children. Karen admits she didn't used to like Larry, but he grew on her. Larry asks her why Joan fell in love with him and Karen says she doesn't know, but she assures him that he made her very happy. Afterward, Larry goes to Luke's room, determined to find some dirt on him. Marks on the wall indicate he's been counting the days since he died, and there are sketches of Joan in a notebook. At that moment, Luke comes back and accuses Larry of manipulating Joan, saying she would have been happier alone. The men get in a really pathetic fight, and in the struggle, Larry's letter falls from his pocket. When they collapse, Larry says that he didn't know about Luke when he proposed, but Luke points out that he did it at the dock that he and Joan considered their special place. In the meantime, Joan can't stand all the advertising booths, so Ryan takes her to a quiet corridor full of signs of discontinued eternities. When she admits she still doesn't know what to do, Ryan says that Luke appears to be the best option, but the choice is hers to make. The next day, Larry takes Joan to a beach eternity, which is very popular and therefore crowded. They chat for a while and almost kiss, but at that moment a boy hits Larry with his ball and tells them about his horrifying death. Then the couple gets on a boat to enjoy the calmness of the ocean. Larry asks for the details of his funeral and apologizes for not being with her when she died. He also thinks their kids would be happy to see them together again. Joan feels like he's manipulating her and an argument ensues. Joan reminds him that she's in a complicated situation and Larry swears he would have waited for her as long as Luke did. When they return to land, Joan wants to enter the archives with Larry, but he refuses. He thinks a person can lose themselves in memories and wants to protect her, but Joan believes he's afraid of what they'll find. They sit on the shore and talk about their first date, so Larry explains he always wanted to make things better for her. In the junction, Luke finds Larry's letter and reads it. Please subscribe our channel and hit on bell icon. Hope you are enjoying. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe.